Thank you so much for being here on YouTube Live, and it's a pleasure to be with all of you. I just post this on my Twitter feed uh, and on my Telegram. So on the Twitter, yeah, here it is, YouTube Live. So how are you? I hope all of you had a great day. The market was phenomenal once again. I mean, the first gap up was sold a bit, and then from lower level there was big rally, especially on the Bank Nifty. That's been the trend for this market. So you had that phenomenal move once again on the Bank Nifty. Now, if you see what's been happening is that there's a lot of money which is moving to banking stocks. The huge FII buying that we're seeing is essentially a play into HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, HDFC, Bajaj Finance, all the financials. And the market's taking a simple trade right now that the Bank Nifty also needs to hit a new high. Nifty has done that, the Sensex done that, Bank Nifty has not done that. Mid cap index is almost there, so the Bank Nifty should logically get there, and that's what the market is doing. And IT and pharma came off today. In fact, if you look at the market today, except banks, nothing really moved. Yes, there were odd Larsen and Toubro and SBI, or sorry, ITC that you could have thrown in, but rest I think were looking quite good, or were not looking quite good. So let's see. I think today's data is once again very interesting because FIs have again bought 5,600 crores. We're now reaching a stage where we're getting $750 million a day. Obviously, that can't sustain. If you look at the futures and options market, in the long side, you have now 75% long exposure from the FIIs. Now, 75% long, I think the biggest I've seen is perhaps 80-85%. So you're there. But you know what? This is the exact reverse of what was happening in March when the market just kept going down despite being oversold. Right now, the market is heavily overbought, but it just keeps going up. So that's what's happening right now. Let's see. I think the way to play this market is still to buy the dips. But my overall sense is that this is not a market in which you want to be now too adventurous because at any moment there could be a bigger dip. Look, the Bank Nifty can easily fall 2,000 points and still be in a bull market. That's the kind of you know rally that we have had. Alkyl amines, I have not read, so it's not fair on me to comment. Is it right time to sell? Deepak, you can book some. I think if you're a trader, perhaps you want to book some. Bata, I think Bata is one of the stocks that I'm now backing from here on, purely as a unlocked trade and as something which has underperformed a lot, but where the basic business is intact. So that's what I would say. I think Muthoot and Manappuram, you know, Muthoot, there was some disappointment with MSCI also. Plus, gold prices are down, and this has been a trade on gold prices. So perhaps that explains this move that you had on Muthoot and Manappuram. My view on Bank Nifty tomorrow, I think tomorrow the key stock to track is Kotak Mahindra Bank because this whole MSCI thing, the stock's already at all-time high, and now you're beginning to see perhaps at higher levels some profit taking. So if the buying is not as much as people expect, then perhaps there could be some profit taking in Kotak Mahindra Bank. And that's my view. I think Bharti has shown signs of bottoming out for sure. Whether it can go back to 540, 550, I think that's a tough call to take right now. SRF, I think SRF people know my view. I've been saying that it's a great company and it's a great stock. 4,000, it was a great stock. I'd given a target of 5,000 in November, and I'm not surprised that it's hit that. So Ashok Leyland 100 is very expensive though. It's running up, but it's very expensive. I think the CV cycle has still not fully turned for the stock to be already at the level at which it is. But then that's what the market is. Uh, Thank you for your crazy calls on SBI and Motherson. Yeah, I think SBI was an easy call. 200 because it was very clear that once 200 was crossed, after that, it gave you that dip, and that dip got bought. So when stocks cross important technical resistances, like in case of SBI 200, and after that the dip gets bought, it's a clear indicator that the erstwhile resistance is now support. I think it's been a big move. Hand on heart, I didn't expect 200 to 230 in 3 days. Nobody can expect that, but that's what and that is why most of the money in market is made by being on the sidelines, by buying at the right entry points and then staying with the trade. On Motherson, the reason I told people to also book was because it had a vertical rally. In fact, if you had a vertical rally on a 7,000 lot, if you're making 5 rupees, even if you had bought one lot, that's a lot of money. So, and if you see the chart of the stock, it can be very volatile. It can it can fall also very suddenly. So that's why it's important to book on stocks like Motherson Sumi. That's the limited point. HDFC, yes, has been unsung hero without a doubt. Thank you, Surya. This is a passion that I have, so that's why it's for many years now I'm doing it, and that's why it's something which I still like. So I think Deepak Nitrite is the company which makes this alcohol that's used in hand sanitizers. So I think they have still a couple of good quarters ahead of them. Now, is this going to be a permanent habit? I think if you see around yourself, you would have noticed that people have already started to reduce the sanitizer use compared to what it was, say, 2 months back. 2 months back, every time people say people just going anywhere, sanitize, meeting anywhere, sanitize. I think that's reduced. So let's see. It's a good habit though to have if you sanitize, often. So why is Apollo Hospital moving low, Srinivas? Is because now the market's moving away from healthcare and pharma stocks. Healthcare and pharma stocks have done remarkably well, and now it's a turn of the banking stocks. But Apollo is a great company. It's just run up a lot. So I think the moment it bounces, it will have a big bounce. But right now it's run up a lot, and now the market's moving to some of the other stocks. Tata Motors, I think Tata Motors, there's been some bit of buying by some others, so by some big individual investors. Well, Sushil could not come today for two reasons. A, he was slightly under the weather, and B, we had two for big fund managers, so we were slightly heavy on the show, and that's why. So he'll be there next week. Don't worry. So okay, everyone, stay safe. This is a market which is really a forgiving market. Play it via options though. Don't play it via futures. Play it via options. And the moment the market spends 15-20 minutes after a decline in a range, that's the best enough time to buy calls and play for the next breakout, is what I would say. Okay, so thank you so much and good night.